Welcome into the show.
Whoop, whoop.
Just telling Seth, we've already done an hour podcast with the talks that we had before, but with the lack of movies and stuff, we stopped doing the Wideside Cinema, so we just had a conversation for an hour.
Yeah.
Actually, it was probably a pretty good one. We probably should have hit the record button.
Probably.
And released that instead of what we're going to talk about now, because there ain't nothing going on.
Oh, gosh.
The one thing that is happening in the sports world is to your Duke Blue Devils is your coach decides after another year that he's going to be done.
Because he wants his farewell tour.
Yeah, he wants to get jerked off by everybody.
Pretty much.
This is a coach that tried to get all of college basketball shut down and then quit on his own team. Wants to get his blowjobs next season for being a good coach in the 90s.
Yeah. That's not a bad take. It's not a bad take.
I mean,
he won 2 championships in the 2000s.
Yeah,
but it's fine.
Yeah. Also had 2 of the top 5 draft picks and couldn't get to the fucking finals. So
that's a good point. That is a very good point. Well, I mean, in his defense, he's had those multiple times instead of making it to the finals.
Yeah. I mean, it's really hard to win.
Yes.
I mean, it just is. But he's also,
if he wasn't
a piece of shit.
I feel like he got the old man syndrome in his these last 5 to 7 years. He's gotten real fucking short with the media. He's got his he's not sarcastic like Popovich. No. He's just a fucking dick when it comes to anybody who's like, well, why'd you do that? I'm fucking Mike Krzyzewski. That's why I did it. I feel like that's what he wants to say. You have no point to question me. I'm Coach K.
Yeah. And when I was driving, he was doing his press conference. Yeah. They release it a day, and now he has a press conference so he could tell everybody how great he was. The portion that I heard was basically that of how good I am.
Uh-huh.
And just listen to his voice. He 100% sends soup back for being... this is just a little too cold.
He's a Karen.
It's hey, Mike, they're going to spit in that, right?
Yeah.
He's no, they're professionals back there. Oh, yeah. The guy with a felony, that's the only job he can get. Yeah, he'd never spit in your fucking soup.
No. The guy with the felony.
I wouldn't say ran a restaurant, but we had a restaurant, and that's kind of what your cooks are. I mean, that's just that's basically it.
Him retiring does not shock me. I mean,
it's too late.
It's way too late. I mean, Duke hasn't been Duke in 5 years.
Yeah.
I mean, they want to. Go ahead.
They're finally paying the price for the one and done stuff.
Yes, they are. They're 2015 was their last national championship. They haven't made it to a Final Four since. I don't believe. You had Zion, and you made it to the Sweet 16. You barely beat fucking South Florida. I mean,
to me, I never liked him anyways. But
not a lot of people do.
Yeah. Well, if you're not a Duke fan.
Yeah.
I mean,
everybody hates greatness.
Yeah, not even that. They haven't even been great since you've been alive. I don't understand why you're their main things was before you were even born with their big time.
Yeah.
No, it's just on him. He's always just been a douchebag. But and then he doesn't get enough credit for all the money that he takes and gives to players. But the Nike deals and stuff that came out, and he got really shitty with the media. It's no. You're taking millions of, they're paying the school this much money to have that jersey, and you're taking all of it, and you're making your kids wear these shoes that you get paid for.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a fair question.
It's a fair question.
But I never liked him or respected him, but then I lost more respect for him when it was hey, we need to play basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my team really sucks this year. We need to cancel the season.
Yeah, that's...
Oh, we're just going to quit. We're just canceling the season for us then because we can't make it.
Yeah.
So we're just done.
It's...
kind of like Michigan football.
Yeah. It's...
He's a Jim Harbaugh of basketball.
I feel... That's a big take, but... I feel like if he wouldn't have done that this year, he would have retired a week after Roy Williams did. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like him being that big of a dick about it, he's I got to end on a good note.
That's
you know
exactly
what I mean?
It.
He's got to end with some positivity going into his last year, because your guy gets COVID. You still have an opportunity to try and make the tournament, let alone you can play in the NIT. Now he's too good for the NIT.
Yeah.
But it's like you still had a chance, and then you just shut it down like that. You guys can quarantine for your 2 weeks, your 10 days, not even 2 weeks, your 10 days or whatever, and still play in this thing.
Yeah.
You could have, but you didn't.
Yeah.
Because you're bad.
Yeah.
And now he gets a farewell tour.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Yeah, I mean
they're going to be shitty next year. I mean, they'll win 20 games, but
yeah, I mean,
what's that mean anymore? It used to be
mean
a big
a lot.
deal when you won 20 games in college basketball, but it doesn't mean much anymore. He'll get his handies going around there. Oh, you're the greatest ever.
Yeah.
Man, when you took over Team USA basketball and you got the best players in the world, and then you went over and lost.
He didn't lose.
World championships he did.
Okay, the Worlds, not the Olympics.
That was the first thing he coached with the, and because that's what he's talking about.
I read his book about it. Yeah,
he's talking about that in the press conference today. He's like, we lost, to Greece in the World Championships. We were still trying to figure things out. It's like, oh, you mean with your all-star team of NBA players, of which Greece had fucking 1?
Yeah,
and you had 12.
Yeah.
We're still figuring it out.
Uh-huh.
Oh, you mean how to put the ball in the hoop, of which all your guys are the best at the world at, and they had 1 guy?
Yeah.
Okay. Just figure it out.
I read that because his book that he came out with a long time ago, where he talks about
the one the title of that I'm the best ever.
No, it's not that.
Is it not?
No,
Okay.
it's not the title. But it's like Kobe and D Wade were the ones to we fucking suck. We need to do something else about this. It was just cool how they, I don't know, it's like they realized that same thing that we just realized.
You're worthless.
Yeah.
We don't, we're NBA
We're
players.
NBA players.
The fuck is a college coach going to tell us?
It was more of the, get the people that don't need to be here.
Yeah.
We want to pick the people who are here kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because Kobe was in there and he was quoted saying not everybody who plays on this team actually wants to be here.
Right.
You know what I mean? It was just
well, you can tell that.
Yes, and I think that was. It's just more cool. I thought that was cool in the book. It took away from Krzyzewski's part of it. It was this is coming from Kobe Bryant. Get those fuckers out of here. Some of us actually want to be here and want to win a gold medal. It's maybe get those people there.
That's one of those things too of they're not going to shit on him.
Yeah.
Which is one thing I'll say about him I find it weird that the coach doesn't get a gold medal. I think that's fucking weird.
Yeah.
It's a team thing.
Uh-huh.
You just give one more, or what is there, 4 coaches?
Yeah, something like that.
If you're on the bench area,
I feel like
you should get one.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, what are we doing?
Uh-huh.
So I, feel bad for him for that. But the fact that everybody's like, hey, man, it's been great having Coach K here. It's really what did he teach you?
Yeah.
You averaged 31 points a game and make $30 million a year playing basketball.
Yeah.
What did this college coach teach you?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Nothing?
Nothing. No.
I'll tell you what. If you could be 6'10", dribble and shoot and jump out of the gym and dunk over everybody and also be able to block everybody's shot, you'll be a good basketball player. Thanks, coach.
Thanks for teaching me that.
Fuck are you talking? It's well, you got us to win. It's oh, you mean every other Team USA basketball coach since 1992?
Yeah. Yeah.
It just, and again, I'm not. The dream team was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I was 12 years old when that happened. That was fucking awesome. Because we used to play with college kids.
Yeah.
But now we're at the point of hey, maybe just play with college kids again, because this doesn't. One, it doesn't seem like the NBA guys should be there because they can't make it. They have to take days off in a regular season when they used to not have to.
Uh-huh.
Which is weird.
Yeah.
In the 90s, you took a day off if you broke your leg.
The load management.
I don't want to be this old school guys. Michael Jordan, there's no load management.
Yeah.
He played high 70s of games and it was hey, he was injured or he's drunk.
Yeah.
Or,
Maybe they didn't call it load management back then. Maybe they just made up excuses. But
well, the one where he scored 50 points in the flu game was more of a, hey, I think he's drunk and hungover. He
doesn't have the flu. He's got the brown bottle flu.
Yeah.
That's funny.
But it's just one of those things of get back to the college kids because these guys don't want to be there.
Mm-hmm.
They're not part of the Olympic team. It's like, hey, we're here at Olympic Village. Oh, where's the NBA players? They're on that $900 million yacht parked out in the ocean that no other Olympic members are allowed to even talk to.
Mm-hmm.
Like, well, you're not
a part of the Olympics. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, man. Well, it's past June 1st.
Are we done shitting on him?
Yeah, we're done. Yeah.
Okay. Because I can keep going.
No, it's fine.
I can keep going.
Congrats to Coach K. Love you.
I will say this. I'll put this out there for people listening because me and Seth had a short little conversation. It'll be interesting what happens to Duke.
Yeah.
Are they an actual blue blood school?
Mm-hmm.
Because they weren't before Coach. Like Coach K's a blue blood.
Uh-huh.
You know, he's the one that got the people to pay his players.
Yeah.
And will the other guys, will they be able to still be Duke after Coach K? Or will they just fall off and be like Wichita? You know?
That's a good point. I mean, it's I think it's probably what everybody's thinking.
Yeah.
I think it helps that you.
I don't think everybody is because nobody knows college still plays basketball.
That's a good point. But I think I think everybody knew whenever he was going to retire that it was going to be a former Duke player.
Oh, yeah.
John Shire has been his assistant for like 10 years.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess it makes
sense.
It
must be really good.
It must be.
Never got another job.
Yeah. But I don't know. I think Duke now, just from Coach K and that, kind of recruits itself. You know what I mean? Like
for a bit.
For a bit until you start to suck. You know.
Yeah.
But who knows? It could be. They could
just
be
UCLA.
They could be. They could be, or they could have the Shire guy for a year.
Yeah.
And fire him for. I was just shocked that they announced it right away. Like you're telling me, like you can't convince Jay Wright to leave Villanova to come up.
It's a weird thing. Just the timing of it, because usually when this happens, like especially like Oklahoma, Ohio State, like, hey, I'm done. This is Ryan Day is going to be the you know, if like
Lincoln Riley,
Lincoln, and it's the fact of like this is an announcement like, hey, it's October, we're in camp, hey, this is my last season. This guy's going to be the head coach next year.
Yeah.
Because what recruits are you going to get?
Yeah.
I don't know that they get any good ones yet. Anyways, I don't know.
I don't know that either. I don't pay attention that closely. But yeah, I don't know. Like I said, it was hard for me to say that they just named somebody right away. Like being who Duke is now, I figured that they would have like opened it up. You know what I mean? Like
you'd think so.
I just thought so. Now, did I always assume that it was going to be a former Duke player? Yes, but I thought they would see if they could get anybody.
What big name coach is out there that doesn't have some sort of shit going on right now of like, well, we got FBI wiretaps on him, and we got got this documentary about that guy, and like,
well, like the
maybe hire the guy that nobody knows who he is.
Like he
played at Duke, did he?
Yeah. All the talk was Brad Stevens, and then he got promoted to whatever.
That's a weird situation.
Super weird. And then it was all the talk was, the guy who was South Florida's coach. I don't know if he's still there or not. Who played with Jay Billis and all those guys back in the 70s, like Coach K's first couple of Dawkins. I don't know his first name. Daryl Dawkins was the one that everybody had.
Chocolate Thunder.
I don't know. I'm not that old.
Did I do a racism there?
I don't know.
I think that was I feel like that was
I don't like
thing.
how you call it a racism. Like it's not like an oops. Like,
I feel like that. I want it now.
Now you gotta Google it.
I feel like that was a nickname for somebody with that kind of name.
Oh, okay. I don't know, but I think a lot of people thought that, and then I don't know. I just figured that they would open it up to like other people, not just Coach K retired, and then an hour later, John Shire's the head coach next year.
Chocolate Thunder, Daryl Dawkins.
Okay, there you go. Yeah. Good job. Good job.
Yeah, I did not. I was right.
I did not. I was right.
Therefore, it takes everything off.
But yeah, those were my thoughts.
Yeah.
Who knows?
It's going to be tough. You see that Ovation League that we talked about where they're like the high school kids and stuff. A couple of those kids like got a fucking $1 million.
Yeah, I know they did.
Good luck, Duke.
Yeah.
And they're like the G leagues, they're starting to pick it up a little bit of what they're doing of like college basketball. Like nobody cares.
Mm-hmm.
It was like, well, everybody likes March Madness. I don't know that they do.
It's why you see in the NCAA letting them do the whole name thing now.
Yeah.
They're trying to like, oh, fuck, we're going to lose all these people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
we're
I
going
think
to
I
lose all
heard
these
the best
good players.
take of like, well, it's not like college kids don't get paid in college.
Yeah.
But I think it was McAfee yesterday. He goes, but you mean if I go to this Ovation League, like all that money goes to me? But like if I go to Duke or somewhere else, all the money that they pay me goes to they give it to my parents.
Yeah, yeah. Weird.
Them.
Yeah.
It's my
That's my money.
My money. I'm 6'10".
Yeah.
You're not.
Oh, gosh.
Always love seeing that too. Like not that they have on senior night. Those guys usually aren't around for senior night. But back in the day when they used to be, they'd walk out with their parents like this fucking 6'10". And like his parents are like, his dad's like 5'11".
Yeah.
And his mom's like 5'4". Like,
Yeah.
where did this happen?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. That is always funny. Oh, you done with basketball now?
now the only other thing I got to say about his basketball is that in NBA, did you realize they're still in the first round?
No, not until this morning.
Of like, are you shitting me?
Like, I got a ESPN update this morning that said whoever moves on to the second round. And I was like, oh, God.
I was like, we're still in the first round.
June. Yeah. It's,
So
yeah.
that's all I got. Nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
The
Yeah.
NBA.
It's too long.
Bad.
It's so long. Like, why do we need a best of 7
For the first
fucking round? Why do we need that?
I feel like the first round they should be doing coin flips.
Yeah. One game for the first round is all you need.
Put that shit on Twitter.
Yeah. That's it. One round. One fucking game. Who's better? Play your ass off to that game.
Yeah.
Don't take a night off. Fucking
Need to rest. My ankles.
Anthony Davis is always fucking hurt.
Always.
And that's why the Lakers lose. I thought you were LeBron.
Yeah.
I thought you could.
Well, it's tough when we don't have this guy. Well, other people get people hurt too.
Yeah.
Chris Paul's dragging his fucking arm, but they still seem to be beating your ass. I mean, beat you by
Suns,
fucking 30.
Like a new coach in Chris Paul. You won like 10 games last year in Phoenix.
Yeah.
Like, and you have like the Ayton guy and Devin Booker. Like, those guys are decent. Like, Devin Booker's fucking awesome. I love Devin Booker. Like, fucking lights out.
Yeah, but he's in Phoenix.
Yeah. And then you just, we'll take Chris Paul and a new coach. Oh, we're beating the Lakers in a series.
By a lot.
By a lot.
To the point where LeBron left with 5 minutes left.
How about that? How about that? This guy is fucking praised for all of his shit and is too much of a pouty bitch to stay on the floor and watch his team get beat.
Now, I like the take. I was watching McAfee shows yesterday, and they had that Shams Charania on, who's a NBA insider guy.
Okay.
And he goes, I don't know why LeBron walked off. He goes, I don't think it was for that. Maybe he had to take a poop. I like that because they went right to like the Lamar Jackson guy. Like, hey, man, I got to shit. Well, go shit, man.
Shit.
We're down 30. We're not winning this game. For sure, go take a shit.
But it's just like, I don't know. It's for all the goodness that he tries to put out, and I'll give it to him. He tries to say the right things and this and that and do the right things, but everybody in the world from ages of fucking 7 to 50 watched you walk off the court off of your team.
Yeah.
Like high school kids, junior high, like all these players are watching you do that, and like, well, LeBron did it. Why can't I fucking do it?
Yeah.
Like, what the hell?
Tens of people watched that happen.
Well, it's not tens of people because they play that on fucking Twitter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They may not watch the whole goddamn game, but like...
Well, you can't because
yeah.
Come on till midnight.
Yeah.
Is this fucking UFC main event? I
Yeah.
mean, Jesus Christ, people.
But it's that shit is the stuff that pisses me off about him.
Yeah.
It's, I flop and I get poked in the eye.
Expects the best out of everybody else, but then doesn't.
But when I don't, that's the shit that pisses me off with him. Like, there's no doubt that you are one of the greatest ever, but fucking act like it, man. Jesus Christ.
All right. I feel like we're done with the NBA now.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about that anymore. Nobody's listening anymore anyways.
Well, it's, what is
I thought
it?
I got a couple good shots in about Coach K. They might have laughed at that because I can't imagine anybody likes him.
So it's June 1st and Aaron Rodgers isn't traded yet. That's a bummer.
It's after June 1st.
Sorry, June 3rd.
June 3rd.
I literally looked at the date and still said June 1st.
Gotta say happy birthday to my brother.
Is his birthday today?
Nope.
Oh.
It's June 1st.
Oh. Happy birthday.
The designated post June 1st happy birthday. I think he was out of town. I'm not 100% sure. I'm pretty sure he was out of town. Sorry I didn't call you, buddy.
Happy birthday on the show, though.
I fell asleep. He understands, though. We're very close.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean, he gets it.
Hey, also, Seth told me that the movie theaters are open. So, like, you know, if there's anything good you want to see, let me know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know what's out there, but he said the movie theater's open now.
Yeah, it is. It is.
I don't know what the rules are. You have to get like one of those body condoms they sell at Spencer Gifts or whatever to go in. I don't know.
Like a gimp suit?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't want to wear that. I don't look good in leather.
I went into the gas station. They took the plastic barriers down.
Yeah.
Some places did.
Mm-hmm.
Other places still didn't.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
You good?
We're post you. Yeah. I had to get my brother's
No, I mean, but like Aaron
then...
Rodgers, like I want more. I don't care if he's traded. I just want to hear something.
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 Besides Miles Teller getting fucking knocked out in the bathroom.
Exactly. Like, give me something.
That is just a weird story.
Super weird story. You owe me money. Punch me in the face.
All right.
How'd you know?
Like, you hit me. Do I still owe you?
Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm not paying you now. Could have just asked nicely.
Yeah.
You can afford to go to Hawaii, but you can't afford to pay me back.
That was that. You ever watch? I think it was Dirty Work. You ever watch that movie?
No.
Chevy Chase played a doctor, but he had a gambling problem, and like two guys were trying to get money for one of the guy's dad's funeral. Not funeral. Well, surgery.
Okay.
Funeral. Either way,
same thing.
Doesn't matter.
Same thing.
But like then, like Chevy Chase doctor got a gambling problem. Then he comes in like with his broken arm and a sling. He's like, "Hey, can you explain something? Like the bookie broke my arm, and I still owe him the money. Like, how is like." If you break my arm, I shouldn't
owe you
like
money.
I still owe you.
That's a fair point. That's funny.
Yeah, but nothing.
I want something. Like I don't need any news other than like what's going on. Give me something. I know like that Cuntinist or whatever his last name is for the Packers. Cunts. Yeah.
That is a weird last name.
Yeah, super weird.
When I first heard it, I thought people were making fun of him, but no, it actually is Gutekunst.
But like, yeah, no, we're not trading him. Like, I get it, but that's it. Like,
well,
that's all.
Then that story comes out. It's like the Packers are going to play hardball with Aaron Rodgers and just let this play out. Well, what were the other options?
Yeah, I didn't think you
didn't really have any.
Like, that's what you have to do.
You're going to trade this guy?
Yeah.
I don't feel like you can afford to trade him.
Uh-huh. I just wanted something, I was looking for. I'm not saying like it happened to, had to be on June 1st, but we haven't heard anything in a couple weeks now,
Yeah, nothing.
But he's enjoying Hawaii. Good for him. I just want some
Somebody's
news.
Gotta be back by now. Who takes a trip longer than a week?
Millionaires.
That's not relatable.
I did see June next week sometime. June 8th, I think, is old people or veteran OTAs, and then that's when he can first start getting fined. Yeah. That's the first day he can start to get fined.
But that's a weird thing to say.
It is because it's and I don't want to sound like a prude here, but it's only $93,000.
Yeah, but it's not money that he has.
No,
it's money that you get fined the exact amount that you're supposed to get paid.
Yeah.
So
I just break even.
That's when they said, well, if he retires, he'll only owe them $6 million. Like for him to retire, he has to write the Packers a check for $6 million.
Yeah.
Like, so that's nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't care how much money you have. You write a check for $6 million, that's fucking something.
Yeah, it is.
I mean,
yeah. Yeah. I just
like Bill Gates just doesn't randomly write $6 million checks to give back to people. Like, I mean, that doesn't happen.
They stay rich.
That's like fucking $8 to him.
Yeah,
I mean,
shit. But yeah, that's like, so I'm kind of looking forward to Tuesday now, just to see if there's any kind of story that goes on there. I assume he doesn't show up.
That would be my guess.
Yeah, I mean, I can kind of see how it goes.
I think he made it very clear that I like the ramp up period.
Yeah.
Better than I like this bullshit.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do that because my arm felt better. Feel like it worked out okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
What would be more interesting to you? If he showed up or if he didn't show up?
I think I'd be more interested if he showed up.
I think I would too.
It's like, okay, well, are you showing up to talk to them? To try to get traded? Or are you showing up because you're over it? You know what I mean? Like I think that's why I'm interested. Like, why are you showing? Because you've made it very clear you don't want to play for them,
right?
As long as whatever Cuntbag is still with the Packers. So why are you showing up?
I think it would be so great if he showed up, cold shouldered the whole front office, didn't talk to him. Then when he has to do his media hits, pulls the Marshawn Lynch and just goes, "I'm just here so I don't get fined."
Yeah.
Every question.
Yeah.
So do you still want to be traded? I'm just here so I don't get fined. That would be amazing if he did that.
Yeah. That'd be great.
I don't think he will.
No. And then go on McAfee and talk the whole time. Yeah. It'd be great. Yeah. I think I would be more interested to see if he showed up. I think that's where I'm leaning towards. I don't think he will. No. But I think that, be kind of cool if he did.
Yeah.
Just why? Why are you here?
Yeah. What are you doing here?
Yeah. Fucking
still have a contract
coach,
here. I mean,
the coach, tell you doing here, Aaron. I didn't think you were going to come.
Well, basically, I mean, that one thing, like what he said with Kenny Mayne, is that everybody's awesome except the front office.
Yeah.
Is basically what he said.
Pretty much what he said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
I wanted something this week. I wanted Julio news and I wanted Aaron Rodgers news. And supposedly Julio was supposed to get traded this week. Now it's only Thursday, but.
That's another one of like, no.
Reportedly, there's a first-round offer. Now, I don't know who the hell offered the first-round pick. Because it seems like they're willing to not give, willing to take a not first rounder to do that.
Right.
So
my thought is, if there's a first round pick offered, that
it would already been done.
Already.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
I mean, it just that's another one. Like, well, it's got to happen this week, does it?
Mm-hmm.
Because training camp doesn't start for a while. So
yeah, no, it doesn't have to happen.
I mean, it doesn't need to happen.
One of what I've been kind of doing in my own head is who gets really, really fucking dangerous with Julio on their team. Like, that's what I've been playing in my head. And I do not know why the team that keeps sticking in my head is the fucking Ravens. They get really fucking dangerous if Julio is on that team.
But yesterday on Get Up, they said the Ravens are out.
Yeah, like they're not involved anymore.
Which I find hard to believe.
I find it hard to believe if you're out on Julio already. Like,
really dangerous? New England.
Yeah.
San Francisco.
Yeah. Those were all in my head, and then reportedly Seattle's in the mix now, and because they'll just throw out fucking draft picks like they're candy.
Yeah, I mean they were in, they're hardcore. Were into Antonio Brown, so why would you not be into Julio Jones? Well, he's 32 and he got hurt a little bit last year. Okay,
yeah.
Well, he seems like he's still really good
at
catching footballs.
But for some reason, and I don't know why it's stuck in my head. It's like they get even more. They get a next level of that offense. Like the offense is they have a really solid fucking run game, and they throw really well to the tight ends. Other than that, like, they don't do anything else well on offense. And now you throw Julio into that mix with with your speed guy that you have, with your Hollywood Brown guy, and then you drafted some receiver. Like, it's a decent mix there if he gets on that team.
To me, interesting. Green Bay would be interesting.
Yeah.
It's never going to happen. They don't make trades like that.
No.
I wouldn't say Indianapolis would be interesting because you just don't know about Carson Wentz.
Yeah, I don't like him in Indy.
But I'll tell you another one that would be super interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking Buffalo.
Yeah, no shit.
That would be like, okay, now you're getting to a level of that Kansas City, especially if Josh Allen gets just even a little bit better. I mean, like, see, Diggs, Julio. Okay,
yeah. Now,
defense is a little pretty good. I mean,
you're right. No, but everybody fucking forgets about Buffalo. Like, I'm guilty. Like, they're solid.
Yeah,
solid fucking team.
Really solid.
Really solid. It's just like, but it's Buffalo.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, I think that's why a lot of people forget. I do not like him in Indy. I really don't. I don't like him.
You
there.
don't have a proven quarterback.
Exactly.
Like, if they would have got Matthew Stafford, and then they said, well, Julio's going to Indianapolis. Like, fuck yeah. I mean, like, he was really successful with Calvin Johnson.
Yep.
Julio's he's not as thick as Calvin is, but he's still that, hey, I'm taller, faster, and can jump higher than everybody.
Throw me the ball. Yeah. I know, I'm with you. If they would have gotten that or somebody who is consistent at that position, like, okay. Now we got something with him, but you don't know what the fuck, like you said, you don't know what Wentz is going to do.
No.
And they don't, and it's sad to say, and I'm not saying Julio's always going to get hurt, but you already have a plethora of receivers that struggle staying healthy. I wouldn't want to add another one of those into that mix.
Right.
With Carson Wentz, already dealt with that in Philadelphia.
Right.
You know, I so that's why I don't feel like Indy is.
No, I don't think they're in on it. I mean, the really super interesting, probably the most interesting, but it would come down to quarterback again. Fucking Cleveland.
Mm-hmm.
They're one of the few teams that actually has the capital to do it.
Yeah. That would be so interesting because they already have a decent amount of receivers. I mean, obviously the main two.
Yeah.
And then you had the who they called their Higgins. And then you had even the Donovan Peoples-Jones caught some balls last year. Like they had a decent core. You throw Hooper in there with
you have tight ends.
I mean, you have a running. Obviously, you have a running game.
Tight ends. You put Odell on one side,
Julio on the
other
and
side,
Jarvis
at the slot. Feels like a pretty good team. Feels like Baker doesn't have to be a Hall of Fame quarterback.
Nope, I just got to get you the ball.
Hey, you mean we're going to be able to run this for 150 yards a game and that everybody's going to crash and I have
that?
Three of the best receivers in the league?
Yeah, no shit.
Feel like I just got to get it out there.
Yeah.
If Cleveland's not in hardcore on it, we got a problem.
Yeah.
Because they're now. They have to win now.
They do.
Because you have to pay Baker at some point in time.
Mm-hmm.
You have to.
Yeah.
And you learn, I mean, anytime you pay a quarterback, you lose pieces. Like this probably last year you have Odell.
Probably.
I mean, this is, Landry's getting at that.
Yeah.
I mean,
you're paying a lot of pieces all at once, kind of like a Dallas situation. You're paying a lot of pieces all at once. I mean, I think Chubb and Hunt, the way their contracts worked out, are up the same year. Now you can pay one of them before you pay the other.
Right.
But you've seen what Chubb can do, you pay him. You know what I mean? I know you don't pay running backs a lot, but I think he's one to where this two-headed monster, you haven't ran his ass into the ground, you pay him. Again, he's not the only feature.
Yeah. Well, and that's one of those things of like, when you look at it of like, hey, you need to, you're in a win now. Like your window is wide open right now.
Yep.
And the two quarterbacks that played in the Super Bowl last year, both of them are talking about going undefeated.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, granted, nobody's going to come out and say, well, I think if we get 12 wins, because that's not the way it is. The fact that they've both mentioned it, of like, hey, maybe like if we can do something, we need to do something because it feels like they're doing it.
Mm-hmm. And the way that Kansas City works money around, it seems like they're keeping everybody every year.
If that would be the funniest thing if somehow bullshit happened and like breaking news.
Chiefs got
Julio Jones traded to Kansas City Chiefs. Like, fucking what?
What? God damn. God, shit. I don't even know what the hell had happened. Then he had to quit.
When he says, I just want to win. What if he like says, hey, you trade me to Kansas City, I'll restructure for vet men.
Yeah.
What?
What? Yeah.
Will you just stay here? No, I don't want to stay here and do that.
No. I want to win. That is, that'd be nuts. That's shit that just you don't see anymore.
No. But I think it pretty much has been proven and came out that he had no fucking clue that he was on air.
Yeah, you did
when
mention
he got
that
called.
last week. Yeah.
Like it's out there. Like Fox never ran the clips. They don't really talk about it. Of like, hey, Shannon.
Yeah.
Not allowed to do that.
You can't do that, pal. Yeah.
I get a feel there's a bunch of NFL players pissed off at him now.
Yep.
Of like, hey man, what
are you doing?
What are you doing?
Fucking with people.
Yeah.
Fucking
like,
with
that guy's
people.
livelihood. Like you could have fucked up trades.
Yeah.
Like, oh, so yeah, he's not showing up for. Oh, okay, so we'll give you a third rounder then.
Mm-hmm.
That's that's a real thing.
It's a real thing. Yeah. Seems he's hard to work with.
Like because you feel like Atlanta probably try to do the right thing, get him to a winner.
Yeah.
Take care of him. But now if by doing that, if they just killed some shit, I'm like, sorry man, we got to send you to Cincinnati.
Yeah.
I mean, because that's all we got.
That's all we got. That's all who wants you is Cincinnati. Oh, poor bastard. There's no indoor
Another
facility.
weapon for Joe Burrow. I mean, you better be able to get 40 yards down the field in about 1.2 because that's when it's got to come out.
Phew. Oh, man. I assumed after, because there was a lot of free agents still left after the draft. All your big names are gone, obviously, but pieces and you haven't really seen any signings by anybody. You know what I mean?
No.
Like I know the big name that people are talking about is Todd Gurley. He's not on a team right now, and I know the Lions have reached out to him to try to rekindle that.
I don't think Adrian Peterson's on a team yet.
No, I don't think he is either. But like one that sticks out to me is like Mitchell Schwartz isn't on a team yet.
Yeah.
Is an all-pro right tackle and got hurt for the Super Bowl last year. Like, is it that big of an injury? Or is it because he's 32?
Just waiting.
Or is it, or are you waiting for the right fit? Like,
that's one of those things like, yeah, these guys are out there, but there's like zero reason to sign somebody right now.
Oh, yeah, 100%. I mean,
nothing.
Yeah, it's, you want to see how you're.
See what you got.
Yeah. And I get that
this guy
part.
we drafted, where the fuck? Maybe we gotta sign this guy.
Yeah, it's something. But yeah, I just wanted some news this week, I was waiting for it because we haven't had much to talk about or really anything to talk about. And I was like, please, something happen.
It didn't.
It did not. Nothing happened. The big news in the NFL today? Dan Campbell is going to be on like the Detroit Grand Prix. He's going to be like the lead person.
They have a Grand Prix in Detroit?
That's what it said.
Huh.
Unless I read something wrong. I'll read it again.
No, that makes sense. Because I'm thinking F1, but that's not an F1 Grand Prix. It's just a fucking.
It's just people with their Fords in Detroit.
No, it's like the Indianapolis 500. Those kind of cars.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
It's not like the Ferraris and shit.
No. Yeah. But yeah, he had his.
I assume they just do it around the lake or some shit like that. Yeah,
I don't know.
Must be.
That was
the race car guy.
That's the NFL news today.
Motor City Dan Campbell.
Yeah,
being the lead guy in a race.
Yep.
That nobody cares about.
Nobody cares.
Well, I hear they're supposed to cut Calvin Johnson a check.
Oh,
pay
really?
him back for
good.
what they made him pay.
Well, good.
I think they're working on trying to figure because I don't know how the fuck that works.
I don't either.
Of like. Well, is that because that was salary cap shit? Like, do you have to?
Did they?
If you give that back, what do we do?
Yeah.
So you're going to see Calvin Johnson doing a couple Ford commercials for $10 million. That's basically what's going to happen. I think that really got to him. Like maybe it's Calvin Johnson curse. Like first of all, you forced him to retire because you suck, and he's one of the greatest ever. Then you made him pay money back, and you kept losing. And they're like, well, it's cursed. It's Calvin Johnson cursed. Like he wasn't even playing for you guys in like the 70s.
Yeah.
So what are you talking about?
Maybe do something with Barry Sanders too. Maybe rekindle that thing because it seems like you made him retire early too.
That's one of those weird things of like, I did see it and it was a meme. Basically, it was just a map. And then it had Detroit, Cleveland, Cincinnati. Mm-hmm. And then it had the lines drawn. It was just said the Bermuda Triangle of NFL football.
I did see that.
I don't know. I laughed hard at that.
I did too.
Yeah. I mean, Cleveland's really good right now. Like, I'm very high on Cleveland, even though I don't like them. But I hate Cleveland, but I watch them play because they're interesting.
Yeah.
Detroit, Cincinnati. But the weird thing is like, how Browns fans like shit on Cincinnati.
Mm-hmm.
Like, in my lifetime, the Bengals have played in the Super Bowl twice.
Yeah.
You've yet to do so.
You haven't yet. So
let's not,
easy.
Let's calm down.
Yeah. Did you see where Stefanski came out and said that Myles Garrett will no longer be playing basketball anymore in the offseason?
You knew that was coming.
For sure.
Boy, he made that guy look like shit.
Oh, he did. He really did. To be that fucking massive and to be able to do that skill level is incredible to me.
Yeah.
For one, the ball looks like a ping pong ball in his hand. Yeah. I mean, that's one thing that always gets me. I'm like, that ball looks like he's dribbling like the little kids that you win in a circus. You know what I mean? Like that small, like, I don't know what you want to call it. Like, for like fifth graders or, five-year-olds. Little mini basketballs. I'm like, that's what it looks like in his hand. Yeah, Papa Shot basketballs. That's what it looks like in his hand. And he's dribbling and between the legs, spinning and then dunks on him. I'm like, God, that guy's just incredible. Just incredible.
I wonder if it was the team or his agent that called and said, hey, you're in void of contract just for doing that, right?
Yeah.
Just to let you know that.
Yeah.
I mean, they paid you a lot of money after you tried to murder a guy on the field. Maybe not pissed them off. Everybody seems to forget about that.
Yeah. Yeah. You,
and I think we had that conversation like after he did it, is like
a week.
It's like, people just forget about it. And like, over the summer, they signed him to a huge deal. And nobody fucking was like, he ripped a guy's helmet off and hit him with it in the head. Okay.
Yep.
We're just done with that.
We're done with it. This guy's a freak in the weight room.
He's really good, though.
He's really good, though. Yeah.
Super good.
Super good. Just incredible. Just I don't know. It's just amazing how just freaks these people are. Just these athletes are just, I mean, look at him. Look at Aaron Donald. The guy plays defensive tackle, which typically a defensive tackle does not look like that.
Yeah.
I mean, Jesus.
The one story I'd seen from like the minicamp bullshit was out of Pittsburgh with Ben praising Haskins.
Oh, yeah.
But my mind went right in the gutter. Right in the gutter. Because obviously the whole masturbation Ben Roethlisberger thing, and his quote is, Dwayne Haskins has a fantastic stroke. Of like, well, maybe you guys should talk football because he struggled at that. I mean,
oh gosh, yeah, it's
and I've never heard that too. Of like, he could throw this ball through a car wash and not have it get wet. Like,
what
the car
is it on?
Yeah, I mean, was he throwing it at somebody's vehicle? Cool. Because they usually just. They don't just dump water. Yeah. I mean, that costs money.
Oh, God. It's a weird statement. It is a weird statement.
He's got a phenomenal stroke. The fuck does that even mean?
What does it mean?
Does it mean he's got a strong arm or his motion is good?
Did you play golf? Like,
yeah.
He's got a great stroke.
I don't think anybody...
Comes fast, too.
Everybody says he's slow, but it was super quick.
Super quick.
But I don't know of one... Like, he comes out and says that. I don't know of one scout, coach, player that has ever said anything about Dwayne Haskins except for he is super talented, like his arm and like that's the highest praise you get.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, he just seems like he's lazy and a fuck up, though.
Yeah.
So, like, if he ever wanted to play football, it feels like he could be good at it.
Yeah.
But like, you praised him on everything that everybody's like, yeah, he's super talented.
Mm-hmm.
He's the all-time leading passer in the Big Ten. Kind of a big deal.
Kind of a big deal.
Drew Brees and shit played there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cradle of quarterbacks, Purdue. They had like 3.
And both of them were Greasies, weren't they?
I think Greasies went to Michigan.
Yeah, they probably did.
Well, I know the one did.
Yeah,
the youngest one did.
Brian did.
Because his dad used to call his games.
Yeah.
And he got in trouble.
His dad?
Yeah.
Old Bob Greasy?
Yeah, he said something on air.
Brian Greasy back there was John Elway's replacement. That worked out well.
That's really worked out well. I was talking about quarterbacks. Fucking Denver. What's your young wide receiver's name from Bama?
Jerry Jeudy.
Judy. Is he in Denver?
Yep.
What he said?
About Drew Lock throws it harder than Terry.
When Drew Lock throws it, it's like it's drilled in there.
Yeah.
And when Teddy throws it, it kind of floats.
Yeah.
Of like, hey, maybe not shit over your starting quarterback because there's no fucking way that Drew Lock is starting this year. I think.
Oh yeah, I think we can. Everybody agree with
Jerry.
That.
I mean, you know that, right?
Yeah.
But I'm sure they're okay. But it's like you 100%. Like they traded for him.
Yeah.
And are paying him more.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's playing.
Yeah.
It feels like you just shit.
Well, there was another
him.
one. One of the other receivers had come out and said that it said Teddy Bridgewater is more of the accurate pinpoint passer, and Drew Lock's more of a gunslinger.
Yeah,
like,
that means Teddy's better.
Yeah, because you don't need gunslingers.
Because that's what they always talk about. Like, hey, he's a gunslinger like Brett Favre. It's like, no, Brett Favre is Brett Favre.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe that's not what you look for because there's been one of him.
Exactly. And it was up and down.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the defensive linemen, they asked him like about the quarterback competition. He goes, I don't give a shit who's the quarterback. Pick one and we'll move on.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, because if you're not one of those two quarterbacks or a receiver, you probably don't care.
I never even thought about it that way until you listen to former players and they talk about it like, hey, we want competition at the quarterback position. And then all the players like, or you can just tell us who the starter is so we can, because we're professionals.
Yeah.
and we can just get to work on that, and like the backup can start doing the job that he's supposed to fucking do.
Yeah, no shit.
So instead of 2 guys getting half the reps, how about this guy get the starting reps, this guy get the backup reps, and then the backup can start scouting other teams' defenses like he's supposed to help the starter.
Yeah. Be nice.
Because most people like still don't understand that, hey, the backup quarterback is basically the starting quarterback's assistant. Of like, hey, what'd you see, man? What are we doing here? How are we getting better? What do you notice about that? Say, it's not like the backup's just there hanging out, reading a book, like fucking
Varsity Blues of
like, well, if I get to go in, I get to go in, but I guess I'll be ready. Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. You have a specific job that you're supposed to do.
Exactly.
So when you have a quarterback competition going into camp, it's not fucking college.
No shit.
It's the NFL.
Yeah.
The guy who's getting paid more probably going to play, unless you're Chicago.
Yeah. That rookie. Fucking Justin Fields is going to start week 1. There's no doubt in my mind.
100%.
There's no doubt in my mind.
Did you see the top 5 jersey sales?
Is he one of them?
He's 3 of them.
Oh.
The top 5 jersey sales this last week or whatever in the NFL. Chop. Tebow home jersey.
Yeah.
Number 2 is Tebow away jersey.
Okay.
Number 3 is Fields home jersey. Number 4 is Fields away jersey.
And Fields alternate.
And number 5 is Fields alternate jersey. But sure, Andy Dalton's going to start week 1.
Yeah.
The fuck out of here. And he probably will. Andy Dalton's going to start the first 4, and then when they go 1 and 3, when you'd normally be getting fired as a head coach, that's when you bring Justin Fields in against like a shit team and get a win and go, hey, look, our future's here. We're ready to go now. So maybe you can keep your job.
Maybe. You probably shouldn't have had it. I mean, the bad part is he would have been like, they would have went to the playoffs and he would have got fired. Like that's the bad. Like everybody forgets they went to the fucking playoffs last year. So funny.
Did they go 8-8 or did they get 9?
9. I think they went 9-7.
They started out 5-0.
They did.
And had to win the last week of the season, get in the playoffs. So
yep.
But they do that all the time.
I feel like
Craig Krenzel started for the Bears and went 4-0 to start his career.
Yep.
Nobody was really happy with Craig Krenzel when he started at Ohio State, but it was like, well, that's all we got.
Yeah.
He won a national championship and started his NFL career off 4-0. So
and then nobody heard about him again.
Did you fart?
No.
Thought I smelled some gas.
Like
sewer gas.
Oh. No, it wasn't me.
Sewer gas out the ass. What it smelled like.
I did not fart, sorry.
Maybe it's this microphone cover.
Could be.
About time for some new ones.
Yeah.
Craig Krenzel. How about what are your thoughts on I'm sure you've seen it on Instagram or Twitter, the up and comer to Ohio State, that Quinn Ewers.
The guy with the fucking blonde mullet.
He's just kind of fucking around with a cannon.
He's got a cannon.
I mean,
one.
And you could just tell everybody, and I like to read comments like, that's not going to work. That's going to get batted down all the time. You can't throw sidearm. And it's like, could you not tell he's just out fucking around? Like, that's, like you can watch any other clip and tell that he doesn't throw sidearm. I mean,
he bugs me.
He's got some zip.
He bugs me.
The thing that bugs me about him,
mullet bugs me. It's like
that doesn't so much because it's the fad right now.
I know, but it bugs me.
But
so stupid.
The one that bugs me is how high Texas recruits. I think we talked about that before. Of like they're so well coached that they come in almost a finished product and they never get like
better. Yeah,
they never pan out.
Mm-hmm. It is weird.
But they've got like 9 5-star quarterbacks coming in.
Yeah,
so
I don't know
who the fuck's going to play.
Who knows? Be crazy.
That was another one. Like was there a Jack Sawyer or whatever that they were hyped on that he's coming in? It was like, well, he's already been there.
He was the defensive end.
Maybe it's another Jack. I think it's another Jack. Okay. He was like a 4-star pro style quarterback. It's like, hey, they were pumped when they got him. It was like, yeah, but you also have a 5-star in that class, this Stroud kid that seems like he's going to be the guy. And then next year you've got this guy. Yeah. I mean, it's like...
It's weird. But it is weird. Jack Sawyer did play quarterback for his high school team.
Did he?
Yep. Then when he left early. So Jack Sawyer is like 6'5", like 260.
Yeah.
The backup quarterback at well, what is it?
What the hell?
With Pickerington, one of the Pickerington schools that he's from. It was like 5'11", like $150. Like, I mean, it was like, that's the backup? Like, you went from Sawyer to this guy?
Yeah, I'm trying to... Jack Miller. Yep. Redshirt freshman. 6'3", 215 pounds.
Gotcha.
CJ Stroud is 6'3", 205 from Rancho Cucamonga, California. It's such a weird thing of just like wide receivers and quarterbacks. I don't get it. But then again, I mean, Alabama does the same thing. They have how many quarterbacks on their roster that we just don't hear about it because we live in Ohio.
Yeah.
I think
well, they've just went through a plethora of them. You go from fucking...
And that's the thing. It's like, well, they keep signing these 5 stars, man. They can't keep doing this. None of them's going to get a play. It's like, well, everybody's really hyped when they signed that kid from Vegas.
Yeah.
Because he was a 5-star. And he turned out to not be any good.
Transferred to Miami to play quarterback. They moved him to slot, and he didn't play.
Yeah. And then he took a year off.
Yeah.
Like, hey, man, you
suck.
Like, you're just done.
Yep. Yeah. You're not good.
Tate
Martell or Martell.
Rum Tum Tater Nuts. I feel like he's an XFL guy.
Yeah.
Because he's got a social media presence and something like that. Like, that could work in the XFL.
Sure.
Like, you can make some money.
Mm-hmm.
You can't play in the league.
No. God, no.
You can't play at Miami.
No. Yeah, you're not. You're not playing.
Any good.
No, and you're not playing anywhere else.
Not the U.
No.
It is not the U.
It is not.
But yeah, it's like, yeah, not all these guys are going to be worth a fuck.
Yeah, people are...
They're 5 stars because they paid money to go to a camp. If they didn't, they'd be a 3-star.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean...
Yeah. Somebody saw them throw in a 7-on-7 with a leather helmet on. I mean...
Yeah, that's one of those things, too, of like, you look at that of like, Chris Olave. He'll be a first-round draft pick next year. Like a 2-star.
Yeah.
That they only noticed because they were looking at the quarterback that happened to be throwing him the ball. I'm like, that guy looks super fast.
Yeah.
Actually, he didn't. There's no way he looked super fast because he doesn't.
No,
and he's the fastest guy on the field.
I know. He just glides, man.
It's like one of those things of like, well, he's got track speed. It's like, does he?
Yeah.
Because it doesn't look like it.
Look like it, but
then it comes out as like, yeah, he'll push running like a 4.2.
Yeah.
Like,
it's like, oh,
really?
Okay. Incredible.
That doesn't seem like that's real.
No.
But yeah, I'm getting a little more interested in the Ohio State stuff of.
Yeah, because there's a lot of unknown.
Yeah, you don't know you kind of know who the quarterback's going to be, but you don't know if he's any good.
Yeah.
Well, you look good in the Scarlet and Gray game. Oh, and that scrimmage against each other?
Yeah.
Where the coach can just blow it dead?
Yeah.
Okay.
They look good there.
But, which is not something you want to hear. It's like, so our defensive backs are still not good.
Yeah, they suck. Yeah. Oh, good. We haven't gotten any better.
But it's interesting to me is, like, this is the first year, because they went on that wide receiver run, but this is the first year where it's like, you got a senior, you got a first-round draft pick in Olave, you got a first-round draft pick in Wilson, who's going to be on the outside now. Yeah. Then that Smith and Jigbe.
Yeah, and then you have Marvin Harrison's son.
Yeah, of you're getting to that kind of how Alabama felt last year. It's like, well, I just throw to this first-rounder or this first-rounder.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or maybe this
up-and-coming first-rounder.
Maybe the 33rd pick.
Yeah. Yeah. Stuff like that. But I'm interested I want to see how good Ryan Day is.
Yeah.
I really am.
He's fucking lost twice, not very.
Yeah. Dick.
And Clemson and Alabama beat
I just want to see how he is with somebody he recruited.
Yeah.
I think that's a lot of big questions with everybody. I mean, Fields transferred. He didn't recruit Haskins. He was already there. So I just want to see how that goes.
Yeah.
How he does. I mean, obviously he's doing something correct, but how is he with the quarterbacks?
That's a weird thing of like with, Urban won you a championship.
Mm-hmm.
And then also Urban would just lose to random non-ranked people.
Yeah.
Obviously, Ryan Day's been there, and I don't want to sound like an Ohio State fan that's like ungrateful because he's a phenomenal coach.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like there's no doubt of like, hey, they're playing Iowa. Yeah, they're going to beat them by 40.
Yes.
Like where Urban Meyer's like, yeah, we might lose this one.
Uh-huh.
But like there's been no letdown for that.
Mm-hmm.
And the only games he's lost has been to a Clemson and an Alabama. But you're at Ohio State.
We got to win those.
You're going to have to, You have to show that you can beat them because
that's what you have to do.
Who in the Big Ten can beat you? That's kind of your off-season schedule is Oregon.
Yeah.
I wasn't even aware they had a team.
And then it'll be Texas next year in 2 years. It's like, there used to be some sort of like unspoken rivalry between Ohio State and Texas, but not really at all.
No.
I mean, the one game with Vince Young's senior year.
Yep, they beat the shit out of Ohio State.
The shit out of, and then they lost to him in the Colt McCoy's year in the Fiesta Bowl.
Yeah, that was a weird time frame in the Tressel era of like you lose back-to-back national championships. You went on that home and away with USC. You get your ass stomped.
Both times.
Home and away with Texas got beat. Of like, oh, so we can't compete.
Yep.
I mean, it was that quick. Like, oh, like we can't compete with big boys.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then Texas just.
Oh, man. Feinbaum just said it how it is. He's like, Texas is irrelevant anymore.
Yeah. Well, that's that Quinn Ewers. He did an interview and he's like, well, why'd you decommit from Texas to go to Ohio State? You're from Texas. He's like, basically, Texas isn't any fucking good.
Yeah.
It's like, it'd be awesome if they came back and rose to prominence where they should be. But I'm going to go somewhere where they're playing for something.
Yeah. It's not wrong. I mean,
in the last 6 years, Oklahoma's won the Big 12.
Yep.
So, Texas.
Yep.
Yeah, but we beat them that 1 year. Yeah, but you only won 5 games.
Yeah, exactly.
And somehow Oklahoma finds a way to lose to you. That keeps them out of the playoffs.
Yeah.
All the time.
All the time.
Either you or Iowa State. One of them's getting them. Yeah, Texas just, especially since all the NFL is from Texas.
I know.
I mean,
Texas or Florida.
All of them. And the Texas teams suck and the Florida teams suck.
It is weird. It's weird that you lose your own people in your state.
Well, I mean, you would get it. So if you're recruiting for Texas or Florida or Miami or Florida State, all right, well, they went to Alabama, they went to LSU. It's like, no, these guys are leaving for Ohio. Like, these warm weather kids are going up to the cold to play.
That's how bad you are. Yeah.
Yeah. Just, be better.
Be better.
And that was, I think they'd said something too about like the Arch Manning, like they liked him to go to Texas because Sarkisian runs a pro style offense. It's like, yeah, but he won't because that kind of offense is already like leaving the NFL.
Yeah, exactly.
So what's pro style anymore?
What you have in the back as your quarterback is your pro style.
Yeah.
That's
whatever
what
it is. Lamar Jackson, that's a pro style.
Yeah, he's the pro.
Successful.
Yeah, he's the pro that's running that style of offense.
He's pretty good at it.
Yeah, pretty good at it. That's pro style to me anymore. Oh, I'm going to, cater to my quarterback. Okay, he's the pro.
That's the funny thing, too, of like, well, Lamar Jackson can't throw. Like, well, he doesn't have anybody to throw to. He also said Josh Allen can't throw a deep ball. Yeah, and then they got Stefan Diggs, and he was the best at it.
Yeah,
so
exactly. Yeah.
Maybe those receivers matter.
Yeah.
Because it's not college.
No shit.
Yeah. Should be an interesting times.
Yes, it should.
And we're getting close to an hour. You want to call this thing over? Because I got nothing else to say.
Sounds good to me.
About nothing going on in football.
Yeah, it sucks.
Nobody's posting enough content to make fun of.
No.
I didn't feel like talking about a mullet for all that long. And a kid that's still in high school.
Yeah, we're not
Let's talk about high school football.
No, nope. I don't want to.
Not going to happen. All right, let's get out of here.
All righty.
Wideside.